Okay, so I have an 8-iron in hand. I want you guys to understand that if we want to work a draw, our 430 line basically becomes the 5 o'clock line. If we want to work a fade, it becomes essentially the 3 o'clock line, right? Which probably is a little more like that. Yeah, there we go. And again, it has everything to do with the fact that we always want to come from the inside, regardless of whether or not we're hitting a fade, push fade, pull fade, doesn't matter. We always want to come from the inside. And then we want the club face to essentially be pointed where we want the ball to go. And this will always be our target line. This is always where we're trying to start the ball, okay? So the club face will be pointed down this line, but our path will dictate if we're going to hit a cut or a draw, all right? Again, if you want to hit a big slice, it's probably going to be around the 2 o'clock, 1:30 line, right? But I like to hit what's called a push fade. So essentially it starts at my target and pushes rightward, very controlled. I call it a Trevino fade. I think Trevino and Hogan had the greatest fade on the golf ball possible. So notice we're about the 3 o'clock line right here, which is still slightly inside, maybe 315. We'll just do a little bit of that. So now this line is my path I'm going to swing the club on. But my club face is going to be pointed here at impact. And what you guys will notice is because the inertia of my body pulls everything leftward, we put just a little bit of side spin on, a little push spin. And again, this is not how they teach you to work the ball in today's game. So understand this is an older school technique. It's a little different. But I do want you to notice my stance will be open, because as I set my 430 line, which is now my 315 line, my stance automatically opens. And then all we do is we just swing. Swing. And there's my little push fade. Of course, the wind's holding that up, but it faded maybe 5 to 10 yards, which is perfect. Of course, like I said, if you want to slice it, we start getting the angles going that way, but just be aware, if you start doing this, you're setting yourself up for a double cross. And that's why in today's game, the modern guys double cross it a lot, because they don't understand the proper ways of working the golf ball. But don't get me started on that. Let's get back to what we're working on here. So now we want to draw it. So here's our 430 line, but we really want to get that club turning over, right? And so we know we have to be here at impact to start it there. So where are we going to go? We're going to go to about a 5 o'clock line, so which is about right there. And again, what we're doing as we rotate to our 430 line, or now our 5 o'clock line, we make sure the club face still squares itself. And notice we have a very closed stance. The ball position is slightly back, and then we just swing. And there's perfect. So nice, huge draw. That's probably 20 yarder, a little bit more. That might be more the 530 line than the 5 line. But again, as you learn how to do this, you can get real refined with it. And you can go, we'll call that the 445 line. And let's see what that looks like in a draw. Notice stance just slightly closed now, not near as much as it was before. And there we go. Nice little push draw. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So just understand that this is only the path. The second piece of it is club face. So now you can start learning how to do more advanced things like hit a hook, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to point the club face where we want the ball to go. We're going to call it the green flag. We know it's going to start at the orange flag essentially and turn over because our 430 or 5 o'clock line is that far inside. So let's see what that looks like. So my face, I'm matching my path and my face. So now the two match. And then I just swing. Watch what happens. Perfect. started essentially right at the right center of the orange green and finished at the snowbank of the green flag, essentially. So what we're looking for here, guys, is how do we do that when we're on the course? Let's say I want to go at the green flag. I got to go around a tree. I've got to go at the green flag, but I've got to hook the living crap out of it. Well, we start getting into almost the 545 line, right? But then we have to get our face shut to the green flag. So this one right here is pointed at the snowbank. Now we want to get it going to the green flag, which is about there. Look a little something like that, as you can see. But then we want to get our 430 line locked in and watch what happens. And there's your super hook. And it's rolling up. And it's rolling up. Yeah, I mean, that ended right on the green flag. So as you learn how to manipulate these angles, you could start really controlling your ball flight. We're just going to do an opposing shot just to show you what it looks like to hit a big old slice. So now I'm going to point my club face essentially down that line, but I'm going to make my path right there. So everything's matched up now. Notice my stance naturally opens, and let's see what happens. And there's a big cut. That's a big high cut. You know, if you want to lower the cut, that's a big high cut. You know, if you want to lower the cut, you want to bring it down a little bit, you just have to play with ball position a little bit now. So we want to bring the cut down. So we're going to get our 430 line. That's a little too inside. There we go. We're on point. Pointed at a target, club face wise. Now we're just going to move it to the back of our stance. And then we're just going to make the same swing. Same swing. Now we brought it down and we cut it even more. So it started at the right bunker of the orange flag, and it ended at the yellow flag. And again, you can do more and more with this as the clubs get longer because the face isn't as lofted. So essentially you can get it to slide across the face more and more, which will impart more side spin. Okay, that's pretty much the whole idea of dynamic alignment. I could really get into it a lot more. I could spend all day talking about this. But, you know, like I said, this is just a supplement to lesson number 1 of the Ben Hogan Secret Series, which is called Dynamic Alignment. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are subscribing. You keep watching. I have more secrets that I know what to do with, guys. And honestly, I'm starting to realize it doesn't matter if I give them away. So, anywho, I don't know if that's going to make it in, but thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.